Hello and welcome. In this training video, we're going to talk all things asthma. Asthma is a medical condition causing respiratory distress to the lower airways due to triggers. Now, these photos just show the relationship of your airway. We've got our upper airway with our voice box. We've got the windpipe or trachea, breaks into two tubes called bronchi. Bronchs break into smaller tubes called bronchioles. And then they go into this very little small tube called a duct, called an alveoli duct, into these air sacs. And these air sacs are called alveoli. Now, around the alveoli, these air sacs, are millions of small blood vessels called capillaries. And it's at this level where oxygen is taken up and carbon dioxide is given off. Asthma is a problem all the way down into this last little duct, which is preventing air getting particularly out of the alveoli. So it's a respiratory condition of the lower airways due to triggers. Now, the other important thing I want to highlight is what these pink stripes are. These pink stripes are muscle. It's a specialised muscle that lines our organs, and due to these triggers, these muscles around the fine tubes, which you can see here, have gone into spasm. And as they go into spasm, they shrink the diameter of your airway, and therefore making airway harder, the breathing harder. Now, the other thing that develops due to these triggers is the increase in mucus production within the airways, also adding to difficulty in breathing. This is represented by the yellow. So these triggers do two things: causes the muscles to spasm and then build up of mucus. Now, this can develop within a matter of minutes or over days. It's important that you identify what the triggers are for an asthmatic. And they include the following: exercise, pollen, bugs in the home, chemical fumes, cold air or sudden change of temperature from one room to another, fungal spores, dust, smoke, strong odours or fumes, pollution, anger, stress, pet and their pet fur. Other causes can include coming back from a cold or a flu, chronic respiratory conditions such as emphysema or chronic bronchitis, fits of laughter, and in more recent times, as we saw down in Melbourne, a thunderstorm, weather changes whereby thunderstorms can hold a lot of dust, and just before they start raining, it can actually release a lot of this dust in the air. Now, it is important that during an asthma attack, it is important that either you remove the trigger or move the casualty from the trigger if possible. So, for example, if, I'm exercise-induced asthmatic, then I would stop the exercise, or I would remove myself out of the pollution, out of the trigger if I can. Now, it's important that we identify signs and symptoms. There's three broad categories: mild, moderate and severe. Now, these are very easy to identify. Here are our symptoms of wheeze, breathing, coughing, speaking, and what the skin colour is doing. And in a mild episode, we have a soft wheeze, minor breathing difficulty, an occasional cough. They can speak in full sentences, and their skin might be a bit pale. Once we've gone to moderate, the person now experiences obvious coughing and a loud wheeze, persistent cough, clearly difficulty in breathing, shorter sentences, and they start to sweat and pale because they're working overtime with their breathing. Now, in the video that we're going to show you in a moment with respect to how to use the reliever medication, I demonstrate what it is to be in severe respiratory distress due to asthma. And the irony of asthma, I might just go back to this slide, is that if we have a look here and see the diameter of this, that the actual air gets trapped within the alveoli and it won't actually come out. So the irony of asthma is that when we are in severe respiratory distress, the air is actually trapped in the lungs that won't come out. Now, what do? We're about to show you a video of what is called the 4x4x4. Now, we use what's deemed a reliever medication in an asthma attack. These are typically coloured blue, and we can either go straight into the mouth or via a spacer device. So we give 4 puffs, we wait 4 minutes, and then give another 4 puffs if necessary. We'll sit the person upright and comfortable. We'll give the 4 puffs of the reliever. You'll see that we actually shake the reliever before each puff. Wait 4 minutes, reassess the casualty. We'll ask them to take a deep breath to see improvement of breathing. If there's no further improvement, we'll give another 4. In the event that we have given up to 8 puffs and there is no improvement, or when you arrive they are in the red zone, extreme asthma, you will call an ambulance immediately and continue to give 4 puffs every 4 minutes or as advised by the ambulance officer. Similarly, sometimes asthmatics carry an action plan which might have different amounts of breath puffs during their asthma attack. Always follow their action plan. If not, in first aid, it's 4 puffs, 4 minutes and 4 puffs. Now you'll watch a video to show you how to do this on a practical level, and of course you'll be practicing this in your upcoming face-to-face training. I'm Ori, thanks for listening, we'll see you soon, bye for now.